YouTubers? Welcome back to Mathematics in 5. Today we're going to talk about graphing quadratic functions in vertex form. So vertex form, how do we know it's vertex form? We're going to have to use this equation. Y equals a, x minus h squared plus k. We know it's quadratic because of the squared. A, h, and k actually represents parts on the graph. So the a value, let's talk about the a value first. The a value, if it's greater than 1, your graph is going to vertically stretch. So it's going to be skinnier. So it's going to vertical stretch. So I'm going to say skinnier. So make sure you guys take notes on this. If the a value is in between 0 and 1, in other words, it's a fraction, then it's going to be vertically compressed. Compression. So it gets wider. So think of like a balloon. If I compress it, it gets wider this way. The h value represents horizontal, so this is actually going to be a horizontal shift. Left and right, I'm going to write opposite, because we're going to have to use opposite. We'll talk about that later when we do an example. And the k value is going to represent your vertical shift. It's going to be up and down. Alright, so a greater than 0, vertical shift. To be a vertical stretch. If a is in between 0 and 1, it's a vertical compression. If h is a horizontal shift, opposite, remember that, k is a vertical shift. One more part of a, if a is negative, then it's going to be a sad face, so it's going to be a reflection. So we'll write sad face. So your graph should look like a sad face. Think about if you're throwing a football, how does that shape look like? That's a sad face graph. So to graph, we actually need 3 points, and we need the line of symmetry. So your first point, well, before you find the first point, we're going to find the line of symmetry and the vertex. The vertex is going to be the highest or the lowest point on a graph. So it's either the maximum value or it's the minimum value. So if I'm throwing a football, it's going to eventually hit a high point. That's the vertex as it come back down. To find the vertex, we simply look at the graph. We're going to do opposite h. And then comma k. K is not opposite, just the h's. The line of symmetry is the middle, and then the vertex lies on the line of symmetry. So in other words, if I have a graph, I'm throwing a football like this, that's my vertex. The middle is my line of symmetry. So what they share is the x value. So then your x value is going to be opposite h. So there is really no math involved when we try to find the vertex and the line of symmetry in vertex form. To find the y-intercept, the next point we need is the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we're going to always let x equal 0 and solve for y. Alright, x is always 0. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Once we let x equal 0, we solve for y and we're good to go. We find the y-intercept. And our last point, we're going to reflect that point on the line of symmetry. So we're going to do a quick example that's going to bring all that together. So my first example is going to be y equals negative 2 x plus 1 squared minus 3. The first one we're going to find is the vertex. The vertex is easy to find. The vertex is, once again, is opposite h, comma k. So where's my opposite h? Well, it's plus 1, so it's going to be opposite negative 1. And then my k is going to remain the same, which is your negative 3. So where is your line of symmetry then? Remember, the vertex lies on your line of symmetry, so it's x equals negative 1. To find your y-intercept, we let x equal 0. So we're going to plug in, here's my x, we're going to plug in 0 for x. And we're going to solve. Make sure you guys use order of operations. So it's negative 2, 1 squared minus 3, negative 2 times 1 minus 3, negative 2 times minus 3, which is negative 5. So my my y-intercept is 0, negative 5. So when you graph it, I'm going to erase all this. We have all our points. So we have 0, negative 5. We have my vertex, which was negative 1, negative 3. My line of symmetry, make sure you guys put this line, it's going to help you. And then I'm going to reflect this point. I'll move it over here. What's my distance from here to here? It's a distance of 1, so I'm just going to go 1 more. Think of yourself as looking in a mirror. So negative 2, negative 5, and 0, negative 3. And we have a sad face. Why is it a sad face? Because remember we talked about the A value is negative. The A value is negative, so it has to be a sad face. So make sure you guys test that. Make sure you guys reflect at the line of symmetry. Alright, that concludes our lesson. I'm going to go over 3 examples right now. Alright, so we're going to go now into the 3 problems. We have a basic problem, an intermediate problem, and an advanced problem. So my first basic problem is going to be, this is your first example, negative 3x minus 1 squared plus 2. I want you to find me the vertex. Find the vertex. Alright, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to a minute. Find me the vertex right now. Just try it. Your goal is to always in math just to try it. If you get it wrong, it's okay. We're going to go over this at the end and we can figure out where your mistakes are. That's the only way you're going to learn math. So please try for 30 seconds to a minute. Go. Alright, so what is the vertex? Well, it's opposite H. And then K. So here's H, here's K. So opposite H, it's negative 1, so I want a positive 1. K is 3. That's my vertex. So my line of symmetry is going to be what? My X value. Good. Did you guys get that? So right now we need to check your answers. Figure out, did you get it right? If you got it right, awesome. If you didn't, go figure out where your mistakes were. Was it because you left it as a negative 1? You forgot to do the opposite? Just make sure for next time when we do these problems, make sure you guys try to fix those errors. Alright, second problem. Here's my problem. Negative 1/3 x plus 3 squared minus 1. I want you to describe A, H, and K and find me the vertex. So what I mean by describing A, H, and K, tell me how much is going left, right shifting, up, down shifting. Is it a happy face? Is it a sad face? Is it a reflection? Or is it vertically compressed? So is it wider or is it vertically stretched? Is it skinnier? So I want you to describe that and I want you to find the vertex. I'm going to be about 30 seconds to a minute. Just try it. If you can only find me the vertex, so we just did a practice one for the basic. That's a great start. We always want to continue trying this. So I'm going to be about 30 seconds to a minute. Try your best. Go. Alright, welcome back. So here we have it. Negative 1/3. Describe it. The negative means the sad face or reflection. The 1/3 means it's compressed, so your graph should be wide. The +3, a lot of kids make a mistake, so a misconception, a lot of kids think it's the right 3, but remember it's opposite, so it's the left 3. And this guy down here, it's regular, so it's going to be down 1. Alright, so double check your answers for these guys. You should have 4 different transformations. Your vertex, opposite H, comma K, so -3, -1. So check your answers. Vertex, -3, -1, and all these parts here. Left 3, down 1, vertically compressed, and then reflection. Alright, good job. Alright, last problem, good job. We made through the basic and the intermediate. Now we're going to the advanced. Here's your equation. It doesn't look that advanced, but I'm going to have you graph the whole thing now. Everything we're going to tie it into this one problem. So when you find the y-intercept, remember, let x equal 0. You find me the vertex, opposite H, OPP for opposite, K, line of symmetry, which is opposite H. and then I want you to graph it. So I want you to graph the line of symmetry, I want you to graph the vertex, I want you to find the y-intercept, and then try to reflect that y-intercept on the line of symmetry. About 30 seconds to a minute. It's probably take you more than a minute, but just try your best. All right? All right, welcome back. Let's try this last one. If we do this, we're doing well. So we need those 3 points in the line of symmetry. Let's start with the easy part. My vertex, which is what? Opposite h comma k. So -4, -1. -4, -1. My line of symmetry is then what? What would that represent? Your x value of your vertex. How do you find your y-intercept? We let what equals 0? X equals 0. Good. So we'd use order of operations. So we keep going. It's going to be a big number. Don't stop at -33. I do want it as a point. So I want that guy. Alright. So then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to start graphing it. Check your answers. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to fix it real quick if you have to. My vertex, my line of symmetry, my y-intercept. So check all that real quick before I start graphing this. Make changes if you have to right now. Let's graph this guy. Line of symmetry is -4. I'm just going to estimate it just because I don't want to go 33 down. So I'm just going to estimate it. As long as you label your points, there's no reason to do tick marks. So let's just estimate it here at 0, -33. That's my y-intercept. Well, if it's 0, -33, what's my distance from here to here? It's a distance of 4. So how much more do I need to go to make sure it's symmetric? I'm going to go 4 more, so it's about here. Well, what's that distance? It'd be 8 total, so it's -8, -33, and you have a sad face. And is this a sad face? Should it be a sad face? Well, let's look up here. My A value is negative, so yes, it should be a sad face. So check your answers, see if you got it right. Go over it. You always want to go over your notes. Good job. We made it through the 3 problems and your 5 minutes of notes and your 3 problems. So if you need anything else, go down to my link. There's going to be a link where you can download worksheets pertaining to this. So make sure, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for the next video.